wide apart, yeah, we raising the bar.
What it do, what the business is, word on the street, Chris is known to handle it. I feel like young Jeezy today. It's a great day to be alive. It's a great day to be doing what you do. Lately, I've been hearing about practicing the pivot, and that's what life is all about, practicing that pivot. Thank you for joining us on the Up to Par podcast. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, leave a review, leave a comment. Do all those things that'll help us grow this channel. The game of golf is growing, and I want to help this podcast grow the game as well. And you can help me grow this game by growing this channel. So I appreciate you in advance for helping me out. Today, I have a special guest pulling up to the tee box. Today is a special guest. She's not just in this golf space, but she's building something around it. She's a digital creator, a community builder, wellness driven. She's blending golf, fitness, lifestyle, and intention all into one brand. Let me put it like this. Some people say they had a hot girl summer, but this young lady right here, we're having a smart girl summer. Because while everybody else is just outside, she's building community, she's building a brand. She's also building a lane that did not exist before. She is the founder of Smart Girl Society. Let's welcome Smart Girl Meghan Ashley. How you doing? Meghan Ashley Fountain. My apologies. Meghan Ashley Fountain. How you doing?
No worries. Thank you, Chris. I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing well. So glad that we're able to have this conversation. It's amazing how technology can, for all its issues, it also has beauty in it. And the beauty of the technology is that I made a simple post on Threads looking for women who were in the game of golf. I'm not looking for the professionals. I just wanted to tap into the network of young women who are in golf, who are growing the game. And I came across your page. You hit me up and was like, hey, let's make something happen. And I'm so glad that this has happened. So thank you so much again.
Likewise, Chris, and thank you for the platform. Love what you're doing with the podcast. Absolutely. Everyone needs to subscribe, check you out regularly. You are creating a lane that did not exist before. Just like you said, for those that are influencers or creators, I am definitely not a professional golfer at all. I'm still learning myself, and I've been doing it for quite some time. But this lane creates an avenue for us to talk about our journey through golf.
And I'm so glad that you said that. So let's start off with the journey in golf. What was your genesis? How did you get into golf?
Yeah. So I fell into golf really by accident. I work in the insurance industry in executive leadership. And when I was early in my career, my boss asked me to just go out with someone that needed a foursome or someone to add to their foursome. We do a lot of client relationship and client building in insurance. Golf is our go-to sport, really. Anyone that works in insurance has probably been to a golf tournament or some type of golf event. And so I really got into it through work. I would say it grew on me over time. I didn't necessarily love it instantly, but what I did love was that you could build relationships through golf. And I think that's what grew on me and made me continue to golf. And over time, I get better with it. So.
Absolutely. And over that time that you've played golf, because I see where you are right now, at some point in time, you had to fall in love with the game of golf.
Yes.
What was that moment for you?
I think that moment for me was it humbled me, right? No matter how much I played, I couldn't remember which club to use. I couldn't remember how to hold the club. I generally, in my profession, I'm golfing with men, often white men. Often I'm the only Black female that's out there in a foursome. And so I think it humbled me because I was underestimated a lot of times when I played golf. And it's almost like that chip on my shoulder of, I said, you know what, I'm going to get intentional. I'm going to get better at this. I still haven't quite mastered that part yet, but I just won't give up and I continue to go out. So I think it's kind of a form of, you know what, I'm going to show them I could do this too.
And before we get into Smart Girl Meg and the Smart Girl Society, I want to ask you this. What has golf done for you so far in your life? And that can speak to you, personally, mentally, emotionally, even professionally. Just what are some ways that what has golf done for you?
Yeah, so I would say to start, professionally, it's been a door opener. It helps you create and cultivate relationships, especially on the corporate side. Most executives do golf in some regard, or there's someone in their leadership group that does. So if you're looking to build a relationship, think about it. You're on the course with someone, you're riding in a golf cart for 4 to 6 hours. You're going to get to know them better than you would if you just said, hey, let's go to lunch or let's go to dinner. So from that perspective, it's been something that's helped me just build deep relationships, genuine relationships, which always helps you rise in corporate. And it also helps kind of just the overall performance of whatever team you're managing or working with. So from that perspective, golf has been great. And I think I'm still learning the power of it as I continue to build Smart Golf Society on the social side. I love, being that friend that, I may be the only golfer, but I am getting people that wouldn't otherwise golf
Absolutely
into
love
it.
it.
It's about access for me, and that's a
Go
lot
ahead.
of what Smart Golf Society really embodies. Golf has historically been a white sport, something that either white men or white women play. Golf, personally, it historically has been a sport that Black people don't play far and large. I mean, shout out to Tiger Woods and what he's done for us as a people through the sport, but it's still primarily a white sport. And so Smart Golf Society is really kind of trying to do what Venus and Serena did for tennis for Black women and Black people, expanding it as much as possible through our urban culture.
So golf essentially got you started with Smart Girls or Smart Golf Society. What has it
Correct.
meant for you to build that type of community, to grow the game, to expose different women to a game that, like you just said, we don't see on a regular basis?
Yeah. Oh, it's been so fulfilling. I think I learned from those in the community and those that I'm collaborating with consistently. I am by no means a pro and still figuring it out day by day. It's a developing nonprofit brand and community, but it's been soul filling to hear other people's journey, struggles. It's just been incredibly impactful, and I'm excited to see where it goes next.
You mentioned struggles because you're a Black woman, you're playing golf, you're in corporate America. I know there's had to be some struggles even in this game. What are some of those struggles that you've had to deal with? And what are some of those ways that you have overcome those challenges and those situations?
Yeah. So, I mean, just constantly, questioned, definitely on the corporate side. And then when you're out on the golf course, them assuming you don't know anything about the game, right? And I'm no pro at all, but I do know the basics. And so you kind of have to swallow your pride and stay graceful, stay professional, because usually it's someone that you're building a relationship with. A lot of things that happen are, whether it's professionally or in golf, it's very covert at this point, right? I don't think we see overt prejudice or you know, issues there. But I think you still have to just kind of grit your teeth and bear it to a certain extent and show them that you do know what you're doing. You do provide value. You do deserve to be on the course, in the boardroom, in the meeting room, in the position that you're in. And I think for me, a lot of what I experience, whether it's through golf or on the professional side, it's just ammo, right? I'm an alchemist. So the more people underestimate me, question me, think I can't do something right, scrutinize what I'm doing, is just ammo to come that much more prepared, accurate, and ready to really do the job well.
Absolutely. Now that I'm thinking about it, let me go back to Smart Golf Society. When you think about Smart Golf Society, where did the smart come into play?
Yeah, so my Instagram handle personally is Smart Girl Meg. So it definitely was born from that handle. I played with a lot of different kind of naming conventions, and Smart Golf Society is what stuck. It's, really a play on. It's a strategic, smart way of building relationships. It's kind of the vision of Smart Golf Society. So smart made sense. SGS certainly made sense. As you can see, I'm wearing the apparel, which we recently dropped and have available on pre-order. So
We're seeing that golf is changing every single day. I'm a COVID golfer. I came in 2020. At that time, we're seeing like Eastside Golf. We're seeing Trap Golf at the beginning of their branding. We're seeing that, Black communities are starting to get into the golf society. So
yes.
now, 6 years later, golf is still changing. From your perspective, what needs to change with the game of golf as far as acceptance or anything for that matter?
Yeah, so golf is definitely evolving. I'm seeing so many new brands come in. Fairway Golf is one that is in the DC area. Incredible. Love their brand, love their apparel. Shout out to Aaron, one of their co-founders. But no, I think golf, it needs to be in more exclusive spaces. I think it needs more diverse representation. I think representation is everything, and it's lacking. It's beginning to explode, and I think people are seeing like just the rising interest in it. But I think we just need more representation and more diversity in golf, more modern experiences, more luxe experiences, just more of an intentional outreach to communities that may not necessarily have access to golf. As I mentioned before, traditionally golf is thought of as a white sport. We need minorities, black, browns. We deserve to golf as well. And we deserve to know the power of it and the relationship building that happens on golf courses and through the sport of golf.
And I know there are going to be some people who don't understand
Mhm.
why it's important to have representation or why it's important to have diversity.
Sure.
How important is representation in growing the game?
Well, first, I want to say that I think most people do understand the need for representation. They may want to ignore it or act ignorant as though they don't understand it or it's not needed. But
Yeah.
we know what that is, right?
Right.
So, your question is how important is it? It's incredibly important. The same way they have access, the same way they're invited to the course, we should be too. We should be given that same level of access, opportunity, and relationship building.
I love that. And I'm so glad that you put it that way because you are exactly right. They know how important it is.
Hmm.
They're just not accepting of
Right.
how
Exactly.
important it is. And that's not everyone. That's not everyone,
No,
people.
no.
That's just a segment of people.
Yes.
For those young women, those women who are looking at smart golf society, when they see you, Megan, when they see you on Instagram, they could be feeling timid about getting involved with golf. How would you build confidence in them to be a part of the golf community and essentially smart golf society as well?
Yeah, so I would say do it. Do it scared, do it no matter what. Maybe to test it, go to Top Golf, go to a range, test holding the club, test hitting the club by yourself. But check out an event, and it doesn't have to be Smart Golf Society, just a golf club, golf clinics. Check them out, see how comfortable you feel out on the range, holding the club. You don't have to jump into something like a tournament to start. I would say what makes sense for most people is just going out on the range first, maybe doing a lesson, even if it's 30 minutes or an hour, for you to get comfortable and understand the basic mechanics. Top Golf is accessible to most and in most major cities, so that's always a good option. There are also a lot of public golf courses that allow you access to the range, even if you are not a member. Some people don't understand private golf courses. You typically have to be invited by someone that is a member to play on it or be on the range versus most cities have public golf courses that allow anyone that is a citizen or that's in the area to play on the range or even book tee times to play a full 18 or nine. So I would say check that out, check your area out, check what's accessible, and just get out there and try to get familiar with it. It'll grow on you.
And then I will also say to that point, be who you are, be authentic. And I know in this space, authenticity is so undervalued, but I think it's also imperative that is used, that is embraced. Let me not say used, but embraced. How are you using your authenticity? How do you balance being authentic while also growing a business, while also being in corporate America? Like we just mentioned earlier, is a lot of sometimes you find yourself code switching and like reeling yourself back in, like, no, I'm gonna be who I am. So how do you balance being authentic in all of these spaces?
So I would say that's been one of my biggest challenges. There's definitely been times in my career where I felt like I code switched a bit too much, tried to assimilate a bit too much, tried to do what I saw others that didn't look like me do, thinking that would make me more accepted, get me promoted, whatever. And I would say I'm definitely in a space now of intentionality, building smart golf publicly, telling the story, bringing people along to the community is me being authentic, me being vulnerable. This is something even 2 years ago I wouldn't have been comfortable doing. So I think I'm rumbling with that authenticity, leaning into it. And I would say the more I do it, the better I get, and the more that I thrive, honestly, in corporate as well. So I would say for those struggling with it, do it. And I think once you kind of tiptoe and put your foot in the water and being more authentic, you'll realize, wow, like this is the other side of just clarity, freedom, and peace, really.
I'm so glad you said that. And it goes back to what we just talked about earlier with those who may be a little bit nervous about starting. Just put your foot in. Once you put
Hmm.
your foot in, you can get your leg in. And then once you get in there, you're going to see the water's not that deep. You don't have to go to
Yes.
the deep end. You can start on
Yeah.
the shallow end and you will be okay. A few more questions and I'll get you out of here. These are going to be a little bit more loose.
Okay.
You're pulling up in your cart. You're going to hole one.
Hmm.
And golf is normally quiet, but for the sake of this conversation or this question, it's speakers everywhere. It's loud. It's Roots Picnic. It's Coachella type vibes or Beachella as I'm a put it. It's Beachella. That first tee, you walk out the cart. What song is blasting on those speakers for you?
Drake. I am such a Drake fanatic. I love his music. It's so hard to pick one song. I love
I
Passion
know.
Fruit. I love
Good one.
Just Hold On, We're Going Home.
Yes.
You could play Drake back to back, and I think that's my amp music. I also lately have been playing Boss Man D-Lo, Emotion Party, and just all of his new music.
Yeah.
Definitely just trap, rap, and hip hop. I am a lover girl, so I do love R&B as well. So I might throw in some 90s or 2000 R&B when I'm getting in my rhythm, but that's my go-to.
Okay. I gotta deviate real quick. Between these R&B and thousands R&B,
Yeah,
which playlist you playing first?
probably 90s. Probably 90s.
Okay.
I'm a late 80s baby, so I'm probably playing 90s. My oldest sister is 9 years older than me, so I always kind of listen to what she listened to. So is the go-to for me. Jodeci, all the good stuff.
All the good stuff. So I actually have that debate with my friends all the time. And I've taken the stance that I'm going 2000s R&B, but that's only because I have more stories and memories attached to 2000 songs than
Fair,
90s.
fair,
That's
fair.
that's the only reason why. But yeah, I just had to ask that question. All right. What is your favorite club in your bag?
Favorite club. I love my seven. I love my
Ooh,
hybrid too. I kind of love like the club that I could, you could go far or close with it, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
I
So I
get
love
you.
my six, I love my seven and my hybrid.
I'm right there with you. I love the seven. I'm between a seven. Yeah, I would say a seven. Seven. Yeah, seven. Seven
It's
for
just a
me.
good go-to, right?
Yes. It's like
Yeah,
I need to get there, but I don't need to like overdo it. I just need to
right,
get there. Yeah.
right,
I'm right there with you. So many people, of course you have your golf clubs, you have your golf towels, you have your tees, of course. But there are some people who have to have essentials. Like I've
right.
got to have this in my golf bag. I
Yes.
know I'm not even going to tell you what the answers I've heard before, but what's that one thing that you have to have in your golf bag in order to have a good time?
Champagne.
Really?
Champagne. Yes. It's all about relationship buildings, right? So golf is a fun sport to me.
Yeah.
Gotta have a mimosa, gotta have some prosecco, some good conversation. I know you can't put that in the golf bag, but that's a big part of it. I need champagne, good conversation, and Drake blasting.
I It makes sense now that I'm thinking about it. I wasn't expecting champagne. I was thinking like I don't know, but
My
something
favorite,
like
my favorite glove, a certain tea. No, no.
I was even thinking like, I don't know, like you give me like dope black girl magic, dope black girl vibes. So I'm thinking like lip gloss popping or something. Not to sound stereotypical, but I just thought it was gonna be like something super like feminine, but champagne, it fits, it makes sense.
Give me the
It makes
champagne.
so much sense.
Let's
Okay.
pop bottles.
I love it. All right. So Rory McIlroy, he won the Masters last year. So of course they have a champions dinner every year for the person who won the year before. He has a
Yes.
Wagyu filet mignon. He has a peach and ricotta flatbread and some other appetizers. I want to know, what's your master's dinner? You got to give me the drink. You got to give me the appetizer. You got to give me
Hmm.
the main course, and you got to give me a dessert.
All right. So the appetizer would probably be either a salad or maybe calamari.
Ooh, okay.
Um, the main dish, oh, this could go so many different ways. Probably, I could do like a good steak if it's lean, like a petite steak.
Ooh.
And then dessert definitely is going to be tiramisu. I love tiramisu. The drink, I would probably do either a sweet wine or probably a glass of champagne.
You know, I know you venture from Tampa to Atlanta to other cities. So
Yes.
in my head, I just knew I was going to hear like sweet tea. But again, your choices make sense. A sweet wine and a nice champagne. It makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Class it up.
Yes. Black,
Class it
black,
up.
black girl bougie luxe.
I love it.
I'm not a big red wine drinker. That would be more appropriate with the steak. But I could always do like champagne, a bubbly, or a sweet white. So
I love it. I love your palate. I love it. Before we get out of here, can you let people know if you have any upcoming events, anything that you're working on that's coming up soon, and where they can find and keep up with your journey?
yeah, so you can keep up with my journey on Instagram. My personal handle is Smart Girl Meg. We also have Smart Golf Society, which is the business page where all events, golf tips, and community is built. We have the website, which is smartgolfsociety.com, where members can join. You can see upcoming events. We're planning a ton for the summer, so look out for some fun events. One of our marquee events is Par for the Culture. Shout out to Darren, who is heading up that event. It's going to be a really, really nice urban experience in Delray Beach, Florida. We also have some upcoming just swing events that are coming up and other events for women. So stay tuned and check out the website and Instagram.
This is so not proper protocol for a pod, but it just made me think. And I,
And sorry.
you're good, and you're a visionary. So it's imperative for me to ask you,
Yeah.
where do you see Smart Golf Society in the next few years?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I see it growing for sure. I see the apparel growing. I see additional partnerships with other golf brands. But I think I don't quite know exactly where it's going to go, if I'm honest.
That's
The
fair.
more
That's
that
fair.
I promote and market the brand, the more it grows, the more it goes in different directions. That wasn't a part of my original vision, yet it aligns perfectly. So I'm excited to see what happens in the next 5 years. If I had a crystal ball, I would say I would love to see a physical location, several physical locations of Smart
Yes.
Golf Society in Central Florida and throughout the state. Ultimately, I would love to franchise, go public. So a lot of really, really big, lofty goals, big, audacious goals, as I say, in the making. And hopefully coming to me if it be God's will.
And Megan, one last thing. I promise you for sure this time.
Yeah.
Can you give a couple of words of inspiration for any young Black women who are watching this right now, who are listening to this, who want to be a part of golf, or just if you have anything on your heart to inspire them to be the best who they are?
Yeah, I would say listen to your own inner voice, not what family, friends, or anyone else tells you. Work on your relationship with God and follow your dreams, even if it doesn't come true. And I do hope for all of my girls that it does. You'll learn so much in the process, and God will continue to take you along to the journey that is yours and will be successful. So I would say those are kind of my three pillars and my three go-tos and advice for all women, not even just Black women.
I love that so much. Man, you dropped a word to end this particular podcast here. So I appreciate it. Megan, thank you so
Thank
much for your
you.
time. I
Thank you.
appreciate you. Make sure y'all tap in. Make sure you lock in with Megan. She's doing an incredible job. She's doing an incredible work. And I may be putting a little bit more dip on the chip, but this is a calling, because in order to build community, you have to deal with people. And sometimes people be peopling, and I'll leave it like that. But at the same time, there's beauty in community, there's beauty in people. And I want everyone to tap into that. So make sure you tap in with her, make sure you lock in, make sure you follow her, make sure you support because we got. And that's not just as, Black people, but that's golfers. That's people who are in community as well. So make sure you all lock in. Make sure you like, subscribe, all those great things. And we'll see you next time on the Up to Par podcast. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Chris.
At a bar, yeah, we raising